I grew up in a town of brown. My world, though, was informed by black and white images of post war, Cold War American life, a time when urban and suburban strove to be urbane. Images and stories brought to you in living black and white. Anything else, profoundly unpresent and invisible. Stories unknown and therefore non existent. Town of Brown Work Week. Nighttime Vista, designed by Steve Allen, Rod Serling, Loretta Young. 1930s Chicago, The Untouchables. 1960s New York City, and the Naked City with its 8 million stories. Make-believe pretending to be real. Pixelated bits posing as if it was whole. Town of Brown Saturday mornings, Westerns on TV. White hats and black hats, cowboys and Indians, smart and savage, good and bad. I'd watch and I'd think, well, something's wrong here. Always Indians on the attack? Always threatening the pioneers on their journey as they conquer and tame the West? Always murderers and martyrs circling the circled wagons? This circling made no sense to me. It was like a bad game of dodgeball. Indians going round and round, waiting to be picked off, all in grainy black and white. A version of the West and of Indians that did not match what I saw on my trips to visit familia in Colorado. When we traveled by car, by train, the mountains, the sky, the thunderclouds were so many colors, never just black and white. There were colors for which I had no name. Vistas that stretched onto the horizon and hinted at what lay beyond. Colors changed by moving clouds or the time of day. The red of the earth made me think of the warmth of early summer mornings. The sky matched the blending of blue and green, turquoise, the Navajo wore. I had learned this name for these people that I looked like and that my father admired so from little books that my parents bought for me. Little books that tried to share the customs and the thoughts of children of Indian nations. Little boys and little girls like me who love their family, even in times of anger and frustration. Children who question why things were done. Adults who shared the meaning and value of family and tradition that offered guidance, especially in hard times. Navajo, Diné. The books and the rides on the train began to teach me about Mother Earth. I began to see the many shades of culture and pride that defy simple naming. This past winter, the Diné were devastated by COVID. I worried for them. For how can you find balance if you're hungry? How can you care for others if your water barrel is nearly empty? How can you see beauty when you're sick? How can you find strength when you're told you're alone? Only imbalance, only disarray flourish when surrounded by pain. And then I had another lesson to learn. For the Diné listened to their elders and their public health workers who spoke about outsmarting the virus by doing things that will protect themselves, their families, and their community. I'm focusing on the greater good and not rolling over and As a result, the Dene have had days where the deaths in their nation are 0. They have gone from a place where darkness was empowered to kill to a place where the beauty of the sky, the water, and Mother Earth can be embraced once again. Hermanas, hermanos, thank you for the lessons that you have taught me. I share these thoughts from one who learned wrong in my youth, in my town that was oh so brown.